Well, we saw you at Comic-Con, but it was in passing. But now I'm so glad I get to catch up with you at WonderCon. How is your con going?
Con's going great, thanks. Yep, second day. I've been sat here at my stall and had a lot of traffic. So many lovely, lovely things said by people watching the show. And it's great to be reminded why we do the show in the first place, because it makes a big difference in people's lives. Whether that be it gives them a laugh or a little moment of crying because it's so sad. But it's a genuine pleasure to meet the fans.
Or just causes, or it's the spark for discussion because different topics are brought up in ways of like, hey, have you thought about it this way? Without it being too like bashing someone over the head. What has that experience been like for you as an actor here at a con? Earlier I was also, I witnessed this, a fan so excited to talk to you and, you know, you can feel the excitement from 5 feet away, but what is that like for you as an actor to have this kind of interaction experience?
It's great because, you know, our fans, the fans of the Orville, and any sci-fi really, I think, are really smart. They only watch things that really engage them, and they always think about the programs that they're watching, and they often watch them over and over again. So, you know, they become experts really at the shows. So I get questions that I sometimes don't know how to answer. But also questions that make me think about the show differently and about the work that I've done and the impact that it's had. And I think that's really refreshing to be constantly challenged on your own work. I think is great. Yeah.
What's been the most surprising question or comment you've gotten from a fan?
Blimey.
Say, ooh, that was a chuckle.
Okay. Do you know what I mean? And this is really interesting. This happened to me after the first season, and I was not expecting it. A young man came up to me at a table in England. I was doing a con there, and he said, "Thank you for portraying an autistic character on screen." And I thought, I hadn't thought of Isaac as autistic, but Isaac's qualities do plant him, I think, firmly on the spectrum that we're all on, and I've had it many times since, and it's a great honor for me to be able to play a character that means something in that way to a section of our community. I think it's a very powerful thing. They feel represented by Isaac, which is what it's all about. If you can feel represented on TV, on the cinema screen, on stage, whatever, it empowers you and it makes your life a hell of a lot easier. So that was very unexpected, and I've fully embraced it, and I love it, and I totally see where they're coming from. Isaac is many things, and he fits that description, I think, beautifully.
That's a good way to describe it. And well, it's another way of thinking too, because a lot of times, you know, the characters and possibly the viewers relate to the characters going, okay, he's odd, or that's wait, what are you talking about? But there's plenty of times where it's like, no, he has a point. Like, can we look at this another way? Like, come on.
Oh, yeah. And let's not forget he saves everybody's asses on a regular basis.
Yes,
I mean,
of course.
he's kind of essential. Yeah, I think he's fair. He's obviously incredibly logical.
Yep.
You know, cold logic sometimes is the last thing that humans think of, isn't it? We come to that quite late, usually. So, I think he should be listened to by the crew. I like him. Yeah. He gets some good lines. I mean, that's without question.
You've played this character for quite a few seasons now, and hopefully more soon. We hope.
I hope too. I do. Yeah.
And how has that journey for you changed? Because, you know, it is a character that is very stoic. You know, you could say it like that. They're playing human beings like that. So how do you give it that kind of depth and context without making it as colorful?
Well, you know, it's all in the script, really, for me, because that sounds quite obvious, but I mean, unless he's got an emotional chip inside him, he's not talking emotionally. It makes learning the lines very hard, because if you're learning lines, you always subconsciously or not, attach an emotion to them, so they become easier to learn. So Isaac's lines are an absolute bugger to learn, particularly with all the scientific jargon.
There's a lot of that, yes.
Yeah. I was talking to someone yesterday, actually, and they compose music, and they were talking about how the music, the underscoring of Isaac's scenes, helps to extend what he's communicating, what I'm communicating through the suit. And I thought that was really clever. I hadn't thought... You see, that's another example of talking to the fans and how that changes your perspective on the show. I thought that was a very, very smart observation. And I think, therefore, it's not only my performance, but it's the whole sort of product around Isaac that conveys what he's trying to say. Yeah.
And then also, I mean, you've probably touched upon this before, but what is that like, too, of going from being in the suit and having to act through all that, and then we get to see you as you? You don't have a mask to hide behind. You've got a face going on, and...
Yeah.
You're serving face. What is...
Well, I'm
saying... Yeah, that journey, or that kind of switch, and like, what is that like for you? And I mean, now it's been more than one time, but it seems like that'd be an interesting process.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that Seth thought of making him human. He said to me he was inspired to do that by watching me rehearse in scenes, because I'd do it without the suit, obviously. But I'd be doing the sort of Isaac acting, and he was like, oh, well, we could put that on screen. And so what you see me doing as human Isaac is exactly what I'm doing under the suit. So it was quite an organic, obvious thing to do. It is difficult because every actor strives for naturalism and ease of performance and throwaway lines and that kind of, like, you know what I mean, that kind of the acting where you go, God, they're a good actor. You can't do that with Isaac. So it is quite difficult to rein it in. But of course, then when I got my emotion chip, that was like 0 to 60. He was like, all these emotions for the first time. And then, so that was really fun to play. Yeah.
Reining it in is a whole other kind of acting as well, because like you need to have context without it being bland. So, that's a lot too. And then also, is there anything else you'd like to share with the fans? We're hoping for more soon and everything, but anything else that maybe you haven't had a chance to tell?
Well, yeah, we're hoping for more season 4. It's not over yet. Keep hashtagging that Renew the Orville on social media. That will really help, I think. But I also want to make a shout out to, I'm wearing a t-shirt. Yes. Gaze in space. Gaze in space. Gotta get all the A's in there.
Do it again, Yola. Do it again loud.
Gaze in space. So these guys are an amazing non-profit organization that I've been doing a bit of work with. Oh no, I'm strangling myself. And they got me here today. I follow them around like a lost puppy at the moment, actually. But they're a fantastic organization. They are focused on representing and increasing visibility of the queer community in both the world of science and science fiction. And they're the only organization out there doing it. They're fantastic. They are running so many programs to get queer youths, and in fact youth from any sort of underrepresented community into the world of science, which and particularly the space industry as well. So I highly recommend you guys look them up online. That's their Comic-Con coming up in Philadelphia. It's the first of its kind. It's a diversity and inclusion Comic-Con. It's going to be in Philadelphia in May, and the dates are the 5th to the 7th of May in Philadelphia, Diversity and Inclusion Con, dnicon.com. Get your tickets because it's going to be spectacular. They're hosting the party, these guys, Gaze in Space, and it's all about, for the first time, diversity and inclusion in the world of science fiction and fantasy. It's going to be awesome.
Awesome. And anything else that you have coming up that you want people to know about as well?
Well, I mean, I'll be there, so you know.
Besides that as well, but
You can come and see me there, and a bunch of the other Orville actors as well. So that's exciting, and like so many Star Trek actors as well. Believe there's 20 confirmed guests already. This also is a raffle. It's a chance to win a seat on this amazing like space balloon thing. Tens of thousands of dollars normally to get on this thing, but you can get it for $10 entry with a raffle ticket. So get on it. Anything else I'm doing? A few cons, I guess. I'm going to be at the Star Trek Con in August in Vegas. And I don't know, just, probably like busking around for some work on the streets of London. I don't know. Employ me, somebody.
Well, hopefully you get something very soon. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, too.